Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you game 1 in a series, or what I believe to be game 1 in a series, between xSix's Sleep versus TSL's Hyun here on Daybreak, a Zerg versus Zerg matchup, and hopefully it will be more interesting than the last Zerg versus Zerg that I did cast. Alright, taking a look at the game as the game is getting underway. Sleep spawning as the blue Zerg here on the bottom left hand side of the map. And meanwhile, on the top right-hand side over here, we have Hyun spawning as the red Zerg. Now, if you guys can't tell, I've been adjusting my audio settings ever since I used a new encoding format, which is actually like 300% faster for me. There's been some audio issues that I am trying to rectify. Let me know. Still trying to work hard so that you guys can get a little bit more information or just get an overall better quality type of cast. Now, Zerg versus Zerg on Daybreak. For some reason, I've been seeing a lot of Zerg in a lot of the finals and a lot of the series that I've been casting. I've been trying to get some more Zerg versus Terran or Zerg versus Protoss for you guys. But right now, that's not the way the matchups are going. Perhaps we're seeing a power shift in StarCraft 2, where Zerg is becoming a little bit more dominant. And we may see that here at MLG Anaheim. So far, Sleep just pretty much doing a pretty standard build order. He is a little bit ahead in terms of overall supply and drone production. And we'll see if he tries to go... Nope, he is going to be going for a spawning pool at 15. And we'll see if he follows it up with an extractor. Nope, he is just going to continue to train up more drones. Meanwhile, Hyun being a little bit more economically greedy and is going for a faster hatchery. Alright, so a fast hatch instead of... a spawning pool. We'll see what Hyun tries to do in order to respond, and it looks like Hyun will be able to defend whatever Sleep tries to throw at him. The walking distances, at least at the start of the game, is rather large because these destructible rocks are in the center and they are very difficult to take down. Once those rocks are taken down, though, you can get over to your opponent's side of the base rather quickly. Hyun now taking a very early economic lead. You can see 17 over 18 compared to 15 over 18. Spawning pool is in play. Both players are now setting up that hatchery as Sleep realizes that his hatchery is going to be a little bit later than his opponent's. Now, coming back down over here, a hatchery from Sleep is about, I believe, 30 seconds behind. Yeah, what, 74 versus 41? Yeah, about 35 seconds. That shouldn't translate to very much. As Sleep now, once again, getting ahead in the overall supply count. He does have that spawning pool faster, which means he will be able to get out his queen faster, and then that translates to larva faster. So the faster you're able to set up your economy, set up your production, the better you're going to be. But right now, Sleep is, or he was harvesting gas. He does have 100 gas already researching that metabolic boost, so he's going to be able to flank out his opponent. The problem, though, is that Hyun is probably not going to try to move anywhere away from his base. The Zerglings are doing a little bit of a dance here as the Zerglings now attempting to run away from more Zerglings. Metabolic boost is not going to complete anytime soon, but some very, very nice flanking coming here from those Zerglings to try and make sure they stay alive. Sleep still alive with one Zergling on the inside of this base, but I believe the Queen opting not to get the final shot in, as the Zerglings still wandering around here. Metabolic boost should be completed in about another 40 seconds or so, but Hyun with that Queen able to finish it off, take it down, and now you see Hyun just sitting with one Queen over here and still no gas. Spine crawlers are being established, Hyun playing the defensive game instead. We are seeing a third Queen being trained up by Hyun, as Sleep is also training up his third Queen, and we now also see a very, very heavy round of drones from Hyun. Both of these players going for a much more economic game, and it doesn't look like we're going to be seeing any crazy Zergling Roach Baneling battles. Now, the key question here is going to be who is going to tech to tier 2 more quickly and who is going to get perhaps Mutalisk more effectively. Hyun now getting up 2 extractors at the main base and 1 at the third, building 3 extractors at a time. Meanwhile, we are only getting the second extractor from Sleep right now, so even though Sleep has an overall gas advantage, unless Sleep does build up his third extractor, he's going to end up falling behind in terms of overall tech, but he is now going into double evolution chambers. Single evolution chamber coming in from Hyun instead. It looks like a Roach Warren will be placed down for Hyun. You can take a look at it over here. Yes, Roach Warren now being placed down 51 to 54. Both players just still. Wow, why is my mouse going crazy on me? Alright, apparently I couldn't move my mouse for a second because it was dirty. So we are going to have double, triple queens over here down on the low ground. So we are seeing 4 queens coming in from Hyun. And Hyun also going for some early creep tumors. Something that is a little bit questionable for a lot of players, because a lot of players don't know if they want to build down that creep tumor. It does give a movement speed advantage to both players, but it also gives the player who sets it up a nice scouting advantage. Sleep opting to set up his hatchery first, knowing that Hyun will be setting up his own hatchery. And now we also see a round of Zerglings coming in, so 20 Zerglings, which could have been drones. We'll see how effective that is going to be, especially when there aren't any Banelings nests. We are going to see also the Zerg ground carapace level 1 weapons upgrade, but it is going to be going up against upgraded roaches. Those roaches will be doing 17 damage per attack after the level 1 armor upgrades are completed. So those roaches will still need to do 3 shots in order to take down a Zergling, which is a very, very critical upgrade. Evolution Chamber about halfway done for Hyun. Sleep about, I would say, almost halfway. So there's going to be about a 10-second window of opportunity for Hyun to really push back. And if Sleep attacks at just the wrong time, that would be very painful as the Zerglings now try to test that front door. Instead, they're going to be going after this hatchery. It's going to be very easy to take down, as the Zerglings are going to get a very, very, very fast surround. The roaches are now trying to make their way over. We're looking for a cancellation. Hyun does not cancel. He ends up losing 350 resources, 300 for the hatchery, 50 for the drone, as we now see an overseer fly by. So that was a huge, huge play, but Sleep right now is behind in terms of overall supply. 108 versus 76, 22 roaches on the field, and this level 1 attack upgrade could be huge. Where are these Zerglings going? Is there going to be enough damage as the Zerglings? Oh, those Zerglings could get a couple of roaches in transit. They are doing exactly that, taking down some of these roaches. The roaches are benefiting from being able to two-shot some of these Zerglings, though, as the armor is about to complete. Sleep needs about another 5-6 seconds. Once he gets that, he now knows that it's going to take 3 shots in order for those roaches to take down those Zerglings. You can see those Zerglings that have one more hit left on them, like this one, 3 hit points, as the roaches are now trying to charge up that ramp. There are some spine crawlers, there are some banelings as well. The roaches are backing away, and now creep tumors are being destroyed by Hyun. 1 spine crawler in position, as we could see perhaps a trapping here. Sleep now keeping track of Hyun's roaches, as the banelings and both sides are still battling it up. Changelings now being dropped down as well. Those changelings just going to sit at the Zonaga tower and give a lot of scouting information. Now Sleep may end up losing this hatchery here. He doesn't have any more units. Hyun is now trying to establish his own hatchery, as the banelings may try to do it, perhaps getting a little bit of splash damage. Not that effective though, as the roaches were not bundled up all together. Now the queen now trying to push back all these roaches. Hyun still with a large number of roaches, but we're now seeing infestor play coming in from Sleep, and with pathogen glands that could just be enough damage. 5 infestors, chain fungal growth, ever so effective, as Zerglings are now looking to perhaps just catch more and more units in transit. No, gonna be looking to try to take down these queens here. The queens do have enough for transfusions. This could be a huge play, as the Zerglings are now just going to be going straight after the queen. The queens aren't going to get taken down. All the roaches now trying to run back. There are some transfusions, but the transfusions did not go down in time. Transfusing a couple of roaches, as the roaches are coming in a single file line. Not good enough, as Sleep is doing a lot of damage, even though he is behind in terms of overall supply by about 30. The roaches are going to be able to fend off this attack here, as the Zerglings are now backing off. And now you see Sleep just continuing to build up his infestor numbers, getting up to about 8. 8 infestors are going to be more than enough to challenge all of these roaches if they do get chain fungal growth. Let's take a look at the overall army compositions. Hyun still much, much larger. Let's take a look at the income. Hyun still ahead there, as well, as we see a 13 drone difference between these two armies. And that is the real telltale sign that Sleep is behind. Every minute this game goes longer, Hyun is going to have more and more resources. Sleep now being forced to rebuild his hatchery here, as Hyun was able to save it, and now getting up some spine crawlers as well. Zerglings now looking to come over. Are they going to be able to deal any damage? You can see 1-0 upgrades, almost 2-0 upgrades, and that is going to be key, as those Zerglings will end up getting 2-shotted instead of 3-shotted by those roaches. Now, it is going to turn into an infestor battle. We see 9 infestors on the field. If all of these roaches get caught, that is going to be bad, but Hyun does have numbers on his side, especially with 14 more roaches now coming in. All right, in comes those roaches. The roaches, what are they going to do? They're going to try to come in, and oh, there's a fungal. Another fungal could be coming in as well. There's another fungal. Infested Terrans being added. More fungals from the Logan. That is a lot of infested Terrans. And where are those infested Terrans going to go? Massive damage on both sides. Sleep with those infested Terrans. Roaches now just trying to trade, and now Sleep is a bit in trouble as he doesn't have enough energy for any more fungals. Roaches need to re-engage. The Queen's now trying to re-engage as well. More infested Terrans being added as the Queens are still pushing. The infested Terrans benefiting from that creep, able to move at a very, very decent pace, as Hyun is now behind by about 60 supply. Once these infestors get taken down, that is pretty much going to be the end of it, as more and more roaches are still being trained back at home. There's the GG. Sleep losing game 1 in this series to Hyun, as Hyun was just out macroing his opponent. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed game 1 in this series.